Today I'm going to do my first video review of a Venture Electronics product. Venture Electronics have a cult following, or probably even bigger cult following, thanks to the shenanigans of impresario, genius and wild man Wild Lee of Venture Electronics, who made his name from selling the Monk, the Venture Electronics Monk Earbud, and currently those are still on sale at $3, and they brought decent audio quality to the masses, and are a huge improvement on any of the Apple earbuds and such that come bundled with your smartphones. If you haven't heard of him and you haven't heard of that, you need to get out there and do some research, because for $3 you cannot go wrong, folks. That being aside, the product that I have to show you and unveil, I'm just showing off the sheer magnificence of the packaging here, is not $3. This is a $150 product. So what are we going to see for $150 compared to $3? Because these are also earbuds. So before I show you contents of this sumptuous box, I will show you what you get. And this, in essence, apart from the box, which I have put to one side, is it, folks. This is all you get. This is the X pack, and this is the accessory pack, or maybe the accessory pack, that Venture Electronics supplies with all its earbuds. We have all these things to make your ears adapt to the earbud. From rubber tips that go around the inner and outer part of the ear, to foam inserts where you just sit around your ear loose. So I have given you a very brief tour of what the accessories pack consists of. I think there are some white and black ones which are just O-rings that don't have this part, and there are also 4 different sizes of these, to be fair to Lee. So we've got white and black O-rings with the same rubber, and we've got 4 different sizes of these, obviously left and right pairs, and tons and tons of blue and white and red. You know, that should last you the lifetime of those earphones. Now the grand unveiling of the Venture Electronics Zen LL with dice cable. There's not a lot to tell you there, is there? That is it. That is the case. That's how you open it. Get your thumb in there, and look at that. Some nice thick copper braided cable there, as promised by Wild Lee, the Zen dice. Let's have a look first of all of the termination and finish of the 3.5mm unbalanced jack that will go into my headphone port and my FIO M11. We've got the plastic sheath protecting the twisted cable as it goes in, and then further up the cable, which has a decent amount of flex but isn't super floppy. Designed, Wild Lee says, for comfort, for extended listening periods and gaming and moving. So we've got the conch in the middle. Again, we've got an almost invisible see-through plastic sheath there that holds it in place, and then they come out. There's no neck collar there, and there are the earbuds. You know, they look pretty much the same as any of the Monk range. You know, this is not necessarily about appearance, but you can see that you've got a different one because it simply says Zen LL. One would expect the Zen LL range or the Zen range to be slightly upgraded from the $3 Monk Lite and Monk Plus range. I'm going to very briefly put them on. These are the ones with the tips that I found worked best for me into my ears, and plug them into my smartphone and give you an instant idea of what I feel they sound like. What are the characteristics compared to the rest of my pretty extensive collection of earphones, headphones, etc. So I'll put them in and I'll give you an idea as to the fit. So to put these in, you put them into the ear canal first and then twist. And provided you've got the right size, I'll just take these out slowly. Provided you've got the right size, this is the smallest rubber sized one. There are small, medium and large sizes of this, but the small one is the one that fits me. So the distance between my ear canal and the outer part of my earlobe is quite small. I found that this is the one that fits me. There's no sense of isolation. These are earbuds, remember, as Wildly reminded me in our conversation earlier on this afternoon, and thank you for reminding me, Lee. We're not talking about isolation with earbuds. Don't think about isolation, think about open sound. I'll just show you these. Plug it into my Samsung S7, the reassuring electronic click. Samsung S7 smartphone. I'll just switch it on and I will have a listen. You can't obviously listen. I'm listening to Hey Man by Nelly Furtado. I'll have a look at the volume that I've got it. That's too loud. This is just on the outside of what they recommend, and I can hear that I'm sort of shouting into their microphones. That's extremely pleasant sounding, and way loud enough. 150 ohms doesn't necessarily detract that much. We're going to look at the FIO M11. A lot of talk about this one. I bought it because it did basically everything I needed it to do, and while I'm talking I'm going to try and see if I can find the same track, but whether I've got it on here. Nelly Furtado. No. So I can't compare. I'm comparing apples to oranges to a certain extent, but we'll put on a track. Interestingly, one needs to turn this on quite a bit louder. Yeah. Okay. Right. So glasses off for this one. Yeah. I've listened to these for now about an hour, and I'm really getting to like these. They did take some getting used to at first, because in-ear monitors go straight deep into the ear canal, and I don't have many earbuds other than Lee's. I think I've got a couple of Apple earbuds, and it took my head some getting used to the difference between these and in-ear monitors. Is two things. One, importantly, you have a sense of what's happening in the world around you. So if you're using these and you're in a busy town, going to the bus, or even on your bicycle or something like that, then you get a sense of the world around you a bit more, because sounds come in, because these are open earphones, as long as you haven't got them too loud, of course. And two is that they are an open sound, so they have a wider, spacier sound, and some of the mid section and some of the really lovely effects that the studio put into people's recordings come out a lot more clearer than with your normal in-ear monitor. So very, very nice, but don't expect them to be an instant hit within the first 5 seconds and you suddenly have this wow factor. If you're used to listening to in-ear monitors, you've got to get your head around the differences, I think. But thumbs up to Wild Lee, not thumbs down. We probably have a winner here on our hands, and he's a very generous man. He sells stuff as cheaply as he can, but he will shout at you if you're looking at more marketing stuff and posher packaging. He will shout at you if you start asking him for that and criticising that. So I warn you now, if you do not want to feel the wrath of Wild Lee, don't start going down those roads. Just buy it for what it is, which is something really comfy and a really different, open, clear sound compared to your normal in-ear monitors that will leave some of the world outside but put some of the more important parts of the world inside, like people tooting their horns at you, for instance, or lorries coming very close to you. You need to hear that and get out the way quickly, and these earbuds, not in-ear monitors, they're earbuds, thank you Wild Lee, will enable you to do that. So that is the end of our review for tonight, and I look forward to talking to you some more about Venture Electronics, which is a really exciting Chinese brand, in the future. But for now, that's me done, and thank you very much for watching, and don't forget, subscribe if you haven't yet. Do it now, don't delay, you might miss something.